Welcome back. How was watching your first unmoderated usability study? Hopefully, you now have a feel for how an unmoderated usability study is conducted in the real world. Pretty cool, right? As we discussed earlier, there are two types of usability studies, moderated and unmoderated. We're going to shift our focus to moderated usability studies now. In this video, you'll learn how to moderate a usability study yourself. We'll start from the beginning of the study and focus on how to connect with participants before the study actually begins. Ready to get started? First, it's really important to build a rapport with participants. Ask general questions about how they're doing or what their day has been like. Doing this before the study starts can go a long way to make the participants feel comfortable. You want to establish a professional but friendly rapport with the participants right from the start. Second, thank participants for coming. Don't skip over this step. Make sure participants know how grateful you are that they're taking the time to participate in the study. Even after the study is conducted, it's important to show how grateful you are for their participation. You can do this by sending them off with a small thank you gift. It's also helpful to remind participants that their feedback on the product has the potential to help millions of users. It's important to be open and honest about their experience so the design team can make improvements. If a participant is worried about offending the design team, you won't get the useful feedback you're after. Emphasize that nothing they say will offend you or hurt your feelings, and that any issues that they have navigating your design will probably come up for many other participants too. Let the participant know that you're here to find out how to improve the design, so constructive criticism is more than welcome. Next, it's time to have participants fill out paperwork. You'll likely have participants complete a non-disclosure agreement, or NDA, which we've discussed earlier. This might sound intimidating, but your job as the study moderator is to frame this in a casual and approachable way. Since the designs they'll provide feedback on might not have launched yet, you want to ensure participants don't share any details about the designs with the outside world. But it's not all about us. If the NDA is set up correctly, it helps build trust with participants and increase rapport. This is especially important with participants from historically marginalized communities or at-risk populations who have often been taken advantage of in research. Once the NDAs are signed, explain the focus of the study and what participants will give feedback on. Give the participant a roadmap or a preview of what's to come. It's always a good idea to let them know what to expect and then to ask, does this sound good? Make it a practice to check in with the participant to make sure they're comfortable with what you've planned. Now it's time to establish the ground rules for the study. For example, you might want participants to use the think aloud method, meaning you want them to explain what's on their mind while they're doing it. This is the time to let participants know what you'd like them to do and give them specific examples of how, for instance, a think aloud might work. Also, remind participants that they are not being tested. There are no right or wrong answers to any of the questions you ask. If the participant can't complete a task, that isn't a reflection of their personal abilities. It's a reflection of the design's usability. You want this to be a low-pressure experience. No participant should leave a study feeling like they failed somehow. The goal is to understand how the user is experiencing your product, so there's no right or wrong answer. There's one more thing to keep in mind when moderating a usability study. Keep your emotions neutral. Your mood should not impact your judgment or influence your participants' feedback. Make time to reflect on your emotional state before the usability study begins. This helps you separate your emotions from what goes on during the study. And if you have a hard time keeping your emotions neutral during the study for some reason, this reflection can help you identify where your emotions might have influenced your research. And that's it. You now know how to get started at the beginning of a moderated usability study. You may be noticing a theme. In UX design, you want to keep the user front and center in all of your work. And in UX research, you want to keep the participant front and center each step of the way. The best practices we just shared are all about the participant and their experience during the usability study. Up next, we'll move into how to effectively communicate with participants during the actual usability tasks. Let's keep going.